Okay, so I'm gonna be testing out a Dado stack that I just bought for Harbor Freight. It's pretty sweet. It's in a kit. This Bauer Dado stack. You have your outer blades, your spacers, your chipper blades, and instructions, all in this wood case, which I feel that's pretty nice about it. And then I just made this throat plate for the Dado stack. And then I'm going to be testing this Dado stack out and putting these two pieces together. So, that being said, let's get going. So, I'm going to take this throat plate out for my normal blade, make sure it's unplugged, and then I'm going to raise it up for more convenience so I can take the blade off a little bit easier. I'm going to engage the arbor lock. Loosen the blade. And this arbor nut can come off very easily. Can you see? Can it see the?
Yeah.
Okay. Take this washer. I totally forgot the piece. What it's called. And then for my saw, you have to loosen the riving knife tightener thing. Put the blade over here, and I'll actually take the riving knife out. Then I'll take my Dado stack, and you're going to take your outer blade. But actually, before you start putting your blades on, you want to make sure and measure the right thickness of your cut. So what I'll do is I'll take the outer blade, and then I'm just gonna put these spacers aside. I'm gonna work myself up to where, as close as I can get with these chipper blades to the thickness of my material. Here, and then you also want to make sure to think about this thickness.
Can you see that?
Yeah, you can come right here. Maybe you can, yeah. And then, see, it's close, super close, but I'm going to take my spacer. I'm going to take one spacer. Let's see how. No, I need another one. And I think there's two of the same. 0.024. There should be two of those. There we go. Had it down there. And that's pretty good. And I'm gonna compress it. It's actually I could probably use something like a 0.008. Compress that, and that looks pretty good. So I'll compress it here, Scott. You can. It's pretty flush.
Yeah.
So now that that's done, I'm just gonna close this up before I lose anything. So I got my spacers and everything dialed in to the thickness of my material. So then I'll take my, I could just take these. Really what I'm doing here is just to know what spacers I'm using. So I'll take my outer blade. You want the emblem or the words on the outside. One here, and then I'll put a chipper blade here. You want to make sure they're not like this. You want to make sure they're in between the teeth like that. And then I'm just gonna put the spacers in between chipper blades. So I'm gonna put one spacer here. You can get up on the table if you want. And then I'm gonna take another chipper blade, put that here, and then another spacer, another chipper blade, another spacer, another chipper blade, and then the outer blade, because remember this one's reverse, so this goes on the outside, like so. And then you want to make sure these aren't touching like this. You want to make sure they're in between the teeth. And then I'll take my, I think it's like outer flange washer, whatever. Put my washer on. in my nut. Then I'm going to tighten it. So I want to make sure, before I tighten it, that the chipper blades that are touching the outer blades aren't, are in between the teeth. So that looks good, And they're just roughly each individually spaced. And then you want to make sure that it's all flush. Like the spacers aren't wedged itself. They haven't wedged themselves between the threads. It looks pretty good. I'm actually going to take a square to it. Can I have a square on this? Take a square to it. Good. Looks good. Plate. So, let's see here. I'm going to lower it. Honestly, this part doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna crack the sucker on and raise it up. Okay, now I'm gonna take this piece and I'm just gonna do a T. If that makes sense. And I'm gonna cut a notch here, but I want to cut it half the half of the thickness of this material, 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna grab the tape measure. So since it's 3/8 of an inch, I'm going to, and you know what I can do is I can always, whoopsies, eyeball it. Just set it where you want. So this is probably top part right here. So at the bottom, middle's probably around there. This is just a practice test. It's not like I'm making cabinets with this right now, so it doesn't matter that much. So we have that half thickness. We have this in. We have it tightened down. The spacers look good. It's square. Now I'm gonna cut it with this piece. Just move these out of the way. I'm gonna cut it right in the middle, or somewhat in the middle. So this is a pretty rough piece. So 5 inches. And no, 4 inches. And then cut that. Okay. So yeah. Turn my power back on. And I'm just gonna, before I cut, I'm just gonna listen to it to make sure it sounds okay, not like there's any rattling or anything. That's good. We're going to cut. So now, I'll take my piece and slide it. Oh,
That's a good fit.
that is a, dang. Should have had this, should have had a data stack years ago. I mean, look at that. Look how flush that is. No, I mean, there is, like, I could put a thinner spacer in there, but I mean that's like, oh, that's awesome. I am super happy with this. So, now granted, I haven't used this Dado stock for a long term, but I would say I give it 5 stars for now, but maybe in a year it might be different, but I'm really loving it.